Stephen continues his discussion of Habit 2, entitled Begin with the End in Mind, by explaining how we can create powerful mission statements in our personal, family, and organizational lives.
Let me tell a recent experience I had in a hotel. I was totally amazed at the level of service at that hotel. It wasn't a cosmetic thing. It was evident at all levels, spontaneously, without supervision. For instance, I arrived late that night, checked in, asked if the room service was available. They said no, but the person said to me, "But Mr. Covey, if you're interested, I could go back and get soup or salad or whatever you like, whatever we have in the kitchen, and bring it to you." I was totally amazed at that attitude. And he found out why I was there. I was training 175 shopping center managers. Would you like to see the room? Do you have everything that you need? What could I do? We're here to serve you. There was no supervisor there checking up. There was another person that could have handled the desk when he wasn't there. I was doing some teaching the next day and didn't have all the colored markers I wanted. So I ran out in the hall during a brief break, found some bellboy running to another convention altogether different, stopped him, and said, "I've got a problem. I'm in here teaching. I only have a short break, and I need some more colored pens, some markers." He just whipped around like coming to an attention, looked at my name tag, and said, "Mr. Covey, I will solve your problem." I mean, he didn't say, "Well, go and check with these people," or "I don't know anything about it, I don't know where you'd go," and absolve himself of responsibility. And I thought, my, how do you get a culture where people deeply buy into its mission of customer service? How do you do that? I was in a side lobby, standing there, and someone came up from the hotel. I was looking at some of the art objects, saw my name tag, and said, "Mr. Covey, would you like to see a book that describes the art objects in this hotel?" Look how anticipatory, what service-orientedness. Someone was cleaning windows high in a lobby on a ladder. Saw a woman having a little difficulty in the garden with a walker. She hadn't fallen, there were other people around. He climbs down that ladder, goes outside, helps that woman into the lobby, and sees that she's properly taken care of, and climbs back up and continues his washing. I interviewed housekeepers, waitresses, and found that this attitude had impregnated everyone's minds. How did it get into people's minds, hearts, and attitudes? Their very habit, see? I went in a side room, went through the back door into the kitchen. I saw the motto, uncompromising personalized service. I went to the manager and said, "My business is helping organizations develop a powerful team character, a team culture, and I am amazed at what you have here." He said, "You want to know the real key?" He pulls out the mission statement for the hotel chain. I said, "That's a very impressive statement, but I know many companies that have impressive mission statements." He said, "You want to see the one for this hotel?" "You mean you developed one inside this hotel?" "Yeah." "Different?" "Yeah." "Pertains to our situation, this environment, our clientele, a lot of the same things." "Who developed that?" He said, "Everybody." "Really, everybody?" "Housekeepers?" "Yes." "Waitresses?" "Yes." "Everybody. Everyone got involved." I said, "What about the people last night that greeted me at the front desk? Do you want to see their mission statement?" He pulled out a mission statement that they themselves had written, that was interwoven, interlocked with all the other mission statements. And everyone was involved. Then that mission statement is used as the criteria or the frame of reference by which all of the decisions are made. How we relate to the customer, how we relate to each other, so that affects the style of the managers and the leaders. That affects what is rewarded in the compensation system. It affects the kind of people you recruit, attract, how you train and develop them. Every aspect of that organization essentially was a function of the hub of the wheel, the center. That is what Habit 2 is. It's the determination of developing a center, to get centered around a set of principles, values, and purposes that transcend the day-to-day. That is Habit 2. Recently, our family reworked our mission statement as a family to reflect kind of the situation as it is now and to improve it, to strengthen it. And it was a meaningful experience. In fact, we're still in the process. I'm convinced that you should not do it rapidly. I encourage businesses to at least take 6 months to a year, maybe 2 years, to write a mission statement, because the key is to have it written in people's hearts and minds, and unless they're significantly involved, it will not take place. The key to commitment is involvement. No involvement, no commitment. Write it down, mark it, asterisk it, circle it. It is an absolute correct principle. Now, you don't have to get involvement up front. Sometimes you hire new people. How do you involve them? Deep education. Training them. What does it mean to serve the customer this way? Why is it we have this? Train them before you bring them on board so that they buy into the mission statement before they come on board. It's like the United States Constitution. It's fundamentally changeless. You can change it. We've had 26 amendments, 10 of which were in the original Bill of Rights, only 16 really, but over a 200-year period. And still it is the standard by which all laws are evaluated. It is the thing that the President agrees to defend and support when he takes the oath of allegiance. It is the criteria by which people are admitted into citizenship in this country. It is the foundation and the center that enables us to ride through major traumas to its national life, like Vietnam or Watergate or the Civil War or whatever. I suggest habit 2 is the development of the Constitution, the mission statement, the value system. You have to be proactive to do it. You have to believe that you're the programmer before you would really undertake to write the program. Many people have kind of had it with goals because they have set them, never achieved them. Made promises and broke them. Why? Because they're not proactive. They're a function of their moods. They're a function of their spleen. They're a function of circumstances. Therefore, give up on those things. And they lose control. Then they are truly victimized. They're not in control. There's 2 basic ways to get into control rapidly of your life. 1, set a goal and work to achieve it, because you're in control of that. 2, make a promise and work to keep it. Immediately you get in control of your life, and immediately you get new self-confidence from that self-control. Self-confidence is inward security. A lot of different words are used: self-esteem, self-respect, self-image, self-concept. I personally prefer the word self-confidence. It basically means that your source of security comes from within yourself. You're confident in your integrity to your own value system. Most people's sense of security comes from other people. That's why they're so hung up on being compared, and accusations of unfairness, and why they develop the scarcity mentality. But if people will cultivate the intrinsic sources, such as continued PC on self, getting close to nature, building a family relationship where you have unconditional love supplies, living with integrity toward your own value system, sharpening the saw regularly, anonymous service where you desire no recognition, those kinds of sources feed an internal source. It's not based on people's opinions or on comparisons. I want you to think on this for a moment and get yourself into the frame of mind of attending a funeral of a dear one. In your mind's eye, see yourself driving to that funeral, arriving, it's being held at a church, getting yourself situated in a back seat, and you come to a growing awareness that it is your funeral, that it is you in that casket 3 years from now. There are 4 speakers. The place is packed, and there's a great feeling of love, appreciation, and resonating value of this person, your life. The 4 speakers are these: 1 from your family, not just your nuclear family, but aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents have come from all around the country to attend. 1 from your friends that give a sense of what you were as a person, as a friend. 1 from your work, your profession, or outside activity, and 1 from your church or some community organization where you've been involved in giving service. Now think, what would you like to have said 3 years from now about you? As a member of an intergenerational extended family, as a friend, as a working associate, or a public servant. What would you like to have said about your character, about your contributions, and about your achievements? Think carefully on those roles and write the eulogies. Think for a moment. Family. Kind of a father, mother, husband, wife, brother, sister, son, daughter. What kind of character, contributions? Think. Write the eulogy. What kind of a friend? What kind of a working associate? What kind of a manager, executive? What kind of a public servant, church servant? Did you make a difference in people's lives? Would you want to? Write the eulogy. You're in control. Habit 1 is the habit of personal vision. Habit 1, you're the programmer. Habit 2, write the program. You're writing it. You're writing not only a mission statement, but you're breaking it down into the specific roles and the goals which attend those roles that you want to have accomplished in each of those roles. In that way, you have not only prioritized your life, you have balanced it. You've got harmony. You make sure that all the major roles of your life you attend to on a weekly basis, so you don't get totally absorbed, taken over by some one dominant role like a work role and end up taking major withdrawals from the emotional bank account with the nearest people of your life and thereby climb this great ladder of success only to realize it is